President Trump lays the smackdown on the fake news, and it's brutal, but it's so good. Trump destroys ABC hack reporter in explosive interview. In a fiery Oval Office interview making the 100-day milestone of his second term, President Donald Trump tore into ABC News anchor Terry Moran while defending his administration's tough stance on illegal immigration. The interview, which aired Tuesday, quickly escalated into a heated exchange over a Supreme Court order involving an illegal alien, exposing the media's bias and Trump's unwavering commitment to border security. The confrontation centered on Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a Salvadorian illegal alien and alleged MS-13 gang member. Moran pressed Trump on the Supreme Court's ruling to facilitate Garcia's return to the United States, accusing the administration of violating the rule of law. President Trump did not mince words, slamming Moran's portrayal of Garcia as misleading.
And now the Supreme Court has upheld an order that you must return him facilitate his return to the United States. What are you doing to comply?
Well, the lawyer that said it was a mistake was here a long time, was not appointed by us, should not have said that, And just so you understand, the person that you're talking about, you're making this person sound, this is a MS-13 gang member, a tough cookie, been in lots of skirmishes, beat the hell out of his wife, and the wife was petrified to even talk about him, okay? This is not an innocent, wonderful gentleman from Maryland.
I'm not saying he's a good guy. It's about the rule of law. The order from the Supreme Court stands,
sir. He came into our country illegally.
You could get him back. There's a phone on this desk.
I could.
You could pick it up, and with all the power of the presidency, you could call up the president of El Salvador and say, send him back right now.
And if he were the gentleman that you say he is, I would do that.
But the court has ordered you by law.
And you'll pick out one man, but even the man that you picked out, he said he wasn't a member of a gang. And then they looked, and on his knuckles, he had MS-13.
There's a dispute.
Well, wait a minute. He had MS-13 on his knuckles tattooed.
Oh, he had some tattoos that are interpreted that way. But let's move on.
Wait a minute. Hey, Terry.
He did not have the letter MS-13.
It says MS-13.
That was Photoshopped. That
was Photoshop, Terry. You can't do that. Hey, they're giving you the big break of a lifetime. You're doing the interview. I picked you because, frankly, I never heard of you, but that's okay. But I picked you, Terry. Hey, but you're not being very nice. He had MS-13 tattooed.
Right. We'll agree to disagree. I want to move on to something else.
Terry, do you want me to show you the picture?
I saw the picture.
And you think it was Photoshop? Well,
here we go.
Don't Photoshop it. Go look at his hand. He had MS-13.
He did have tattoos that can be interpreted that way. I'm not an expert on them. I want to turn to Ukraine, sir. I want to get to Ukraine.
No. He had MS, as clear as you can be, not interpreted. This is why people no longer believe the news, because
when
it's
he was photographed in El Salvador, they aren't there. But let's just go on. They aren't there when he's in El Salvador.
They weren't there, but they're there now, right?
No,
but they're there
in your picture.
Terry.
Ukraine, sir.
He's got MS-13 on his knuckles.
All right.
Okay?
We'll take a look.
You do such a disservice.
We'll take a look at that,
Why don't you just say, yes, he does, and, go on to something else?
This is why people hate the mainstream media. Whenever there are facts introduced to the conversation, these people squirm and they evade the conversation. Well, this hack reporter, if you could even call him that, also attempted to press President Trump on the issue of Vladimir Putin and Ukraine.
You think Vladimir Putin wants peace?
I think he does, yes. I think he does. I think because
even with the raining missiles
I think he really, his dream was to take over the whole country. I think because of me, he's not going to do that.
Do you trust him? Do you trust him?
I don't trust you. I don't trust a lot of people. I don't trust you. Look at you. You come in all shooting for bear. You're so happy to do the interview.
I am
And
happy.
then you start hitting me with fake questions. You start telling me that a guy whose hand is covered with a tattoo doesn't have the tattoo.
All right.
I mean, you're being dishonest.
No, I'm not.
Let me
No,
just
I'm
tell
not,
you,
sir.
I don't trust a lot of people. But I do think this. I think that let's say he respects me. And I believe because of me, he's not going to take over the whole. But his decision, his choice would be to take over all of Ukraine. Okay. It's a war that never should have happened. The fighting. Don't forget.
You think he wants peace? You think Vladimir Putin wants peace?
I think he does, yes. I think he does.
Don't you find it interesting, disrespectful, but ridiculous that these hack fake news reporters act like they know more than the commander-in-chief? especially when he is the one dealing with these very, very sensitive situations on a daily basis. He and his administration. These people are a joke. Cancer, acne rosacea, multiple sclerosis, and rheumatoid arthritis are 4 different diseases in 4 different areas of medicine. What if they can all be treated with parasite medication, and that turns out for these diseases to be true? What if I told you that if you had a pet or ate sushi, you are more likely to have parasites? This means that a lot of our ailments that we experience every day are caused not by environmental issues, but by parasites as well. This is something Big Pharma does not want you to know about. I know many of us check off many of these boxes. This is why Purge is offering their new liver cleanse products. For all of you out there that need to clear those toxins out once and for all, PurgeStore.com offers everything you need to cleanse and detox your body. Powerful enzymes and probiotics, 15-day colon cleanse protocols, liver cleanse, and of course, the parasite cleanse. Right now, if you go to PurgeStore.com and use promo code DREW, that's DREW, you will get 20% off your entire order. Use the link in the description below, PurgeStore.com, and support the Gateway Pundit today. The Gateway Pundit is supported by the people, we the people, that is you, the American people. We thank you for your support. President Trump also went scorched earth on the New York Times, ABC, Washington Post, Fox News over fake polls. Demands investigations into corrupt media outlets. President Donald Trump came out swinging on Monday on Truth Social, torching the fake news polls released by the New York Times, ABC, Washington Post, and Fox News, and exposing the establishment media's relentless campaign to demoralize him and his America First agenda, and suggested they should be investigated for election fraud. Calling out the, quote, fake polls from fake news organizations, President Trump pointed to polling numbers that dramatically understate his real support among voters. President Trump declared on Truth Social, "The polls from the fake news are like the news itself. Fake. We are doing great, better than ever before." President Trump's offensive was prompted by a string of recent polls from these same fake news outlets that painted a dire and false picture of his standing. Well, this is what they do, right? All of these so-called polls are meant to shape public opinion rather than identify public opinion. It's all a psyop. And we the people are not having it, especially Trump supporters. Female Trump supporter burns MSNBC hack with an inconvenient truth after he tries to trick her into bashing Trump on national TV. A far-left media hack got burnt after trying to get a loyal Trump voter to criticize the president on tariffs and the cost of groceries. An MSNBC reporter, if you can call him that, decided to attempt to trick an older female Trump supporter who was waiting in line to see the president in Warren, Michigan, into giving a soundbite bashing the president on the economy.
Are you prepared to pay higher prices for goods?
I've been paying higher prices, sweetie, in the last, when Biden got in office, my groceries have doubled, my gas has doubled. No, I'm already used to it.
Exactly. They've been trying to pin Biden and Kamala Harris's failures on President Trump before he was even inaugurated. Shout out to this Trump supporter for standing her ground against the fake news. MSNBC's Morning Joe guest defends rapists, murderers, and drug-dealing illegal aliens showcased on White House lawn, urges reporters to blur their mugshots. MSNBC guest Maria Teresa Camar, president of Voto Latino Foundation, came out defending illegal aliens who were arrested for heinous crimes on Monday, suggesting that the White House is lying about their rap sheets as she urged reporters to hide the mugshots. As the Gateway Pundit reported, the White House trolled the illegal alien criminals they've arrested by showcasing their mugshots on the front lawn where news correspondents do live shots in the morning. Guest host of Morning Joe on MSNBC appeared outraged by the scene at the White House, noting that if you're doing a hit from the White House right now, those pictures will be behind you. Maria Teresa Camar expressed similar outrage. Take a look.
So I have to say, one of the biggest challenges that we have with the deportations that we know of so far, for example, with Kilmer Abrego Garcia, we don't know if they've had due process. We don't know if, in fact, these individuals do have a rap sheet. So I would encourage those individuals that have that as a backshot to blur those people out. The job of journalism is to ensure that we are presenting the facts, that we are cross-referencing. We know that PolyFact actually checked the Trump administration because of an earlier picture that they released on Kilmer, recognizing that it was altered, that it was false, that they had placed gang signs, tattoos on him that weren't real. And so I would really, the press right now, we are absolutely under attack. Our job is always to have our true north, to make sure that we're presenting balanced news, and making sure that we are not putting folks that are potentially in danger, and having that representation of those pictures in the background. We can't allow that to basically for us to carry the water of potentially innocent people. So I would encourage, I recognize live shots are tough, but I would encourage folks to actually make sure that those shots are blurred to the best of your abilities. We know better.
Well said.
The press is under attack? No. The fake news is under attack. With the truth, by the truth, they fear the truth. Because the truth exposes their lies. The truth exposes who they are. And they cannot handle it. This is how we're going to make America accountable again. By simply telling the truth. My name is Drew Hernandez for the Gateway Pundit, and you have been on Watch with Drew Hernandez. I'll see you guys on the next one.